All right, today we're going to be reviewing the Lectric XP Trike, and this is actually something I've been super excited to finally get the chance to do, because for those of you who hadn't seen my interview with Levi Conlow about 8 months ago, this trike was already announced, and at that point I was already drooling about how great this thing is going to be when it actually comes out. And I gotta tell you, it doesn't disappoint. It has just a ton of really cool features on it, and we'll be going over all the specs on that, some ride footage that we got here. We are actually at a park in Arizona, about a few blocks away from the Lectric headquarters. I was able to come out here to get a chance to actually just test ride one of these bikes right from their showroom. So let's go ahead and review the trike from beginning top to front, beginning from front to end, and talk about what we got here and why this trike is actually being hailed as one of the most amazing trikes that is on the market today for the price that you get. Okay, so we're walking up to the Lectric XP Trike. I gotta say, I don't know how they are getting this trike to be such a low price at $14.99, which is like $1,000 cheaper than a lot of the other trikes that are even coming close to this type of performance that you'll get from a trike like this. We are just down the street from the Lectric headquarters, and we are allowed to go ahead and borrow this to go and do this review, to get a test ride, and I am even more impressed than I had originally thought. Now, it does take a while to get used to riding a trike. I gotta say, being a bike rider, you have a tendency to want to go ahead and always lean when you're turning either left or right here. And let's go about all the specs first, and I'll talk more about my experience on riding. So first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the bike. We're gonna work our way from the front to the back here. And I wanna first show you have these hydraulic brakes here that are attached to this rim here, which is a 20 by 2.6 inch tire size here, which is basically a little bigger than, like, I guess your BMX style bike tires. Now, these also come already shielded and also filled with slime. So they are puncture resistant to flats. As soon as you get one of these bikes shipped out to you, it's already made that way. It already comes out 99% assembled and ready to go as soon as you pull it out of the box. I hear it comes in a box about the size like a washing machine. I guess that's what you kind of expect. So that being said, as we look at this here, there is no motor in the front like most of the other trikes on the market. And what that gives you is this pretty cool design of a motor back here that puts out about 1,092 peak power out of this motor here. That means you get a lot of power to go ahead and go up hills, but it also has a very gradual pickup. So it's one of the least intimidating rides you can actually ever ride. This is the first time my wife has actually ridden one of the electric bikes. Being that we've had over 40 come through our household, this is one that she's finally actually jumped on, and she was immediately able to just pick up and understand how this thing would work. It's a little different when riding a bike because you do have this tendency to want to lean. All in all, the way that this thing rides is pretty incredible. And by it having a rear differential, so this back here is actually designed so that the wheels will spin one longer than the other when you want to make a rounded turn. And you'll see some of the footage there. That rounded turn there allows the outer wheel to spin faster than the inner wheel. So like the differentials of a car, it helps you make a sharper turn. The other thing is we do also have another hydraulic caliper here and a disc brake that actually stops both of the wheels from the back side here. I'm telling you, this design is really cool. And you have a 14 amp hour battery, which gives about a 60-mile range per charge. And because it doesn't go at high speeds, you have a maximum high speed of 14 miles an hour, and that is for safety reasons. A lot of people who are going to be riding this, some people want it to go faster. The thing is, if you're going faster, the more likely you are to tip. if you make a turn that's too fast. So they want to make sure that their riders are safe and they don't let it go over 14 miles an hour. Now, it does have Class 1 and Class 2 capabilities, which means you could probably turn off the throttle if you wanted to. That'll make it back down to a Class 1. The other thing that this has is because it's a trike and you leave it sitting, it can just roll away on its own. So you have this actual brake lock here. And basically you just kind of push this down and push this in and it'll lock the brake. And I can't do it in one hand here. Let's see if I can do it this side. So you basically push this down and then you lock the brake there. So it locks the handle down and that makes it stay in place, so you don't have to worry about it being rolling away by itself. Look down here, we have a telescoping neck there. So this can also fit riders between 4'10" and 6'5" or 6'4". So if you have an inseam of about 22 inches in a relaxed pedaling position, they said that's the lowest that most people should be able to do it. My wife is at 5'2". This is about the height that she had it set to for her to ride comfortably. And the cool thing is you don't have to worry about the standover height in this middle here because there's no center bar, right? And it's super low. In fact, one of the things Levi had mentioned in an interview that I had with him before they were announcing this trike coming out was that they were trying to get that step through as low as possible, like 14 inches or something, where it'd be like the XPs at a 45-degree angle. They measured that, figured it out, that's what they wanted it at, and they were able to go ahead and get that down to the size that they wanted. Now, the other thing that makes this trike a little more unique than some of the others is that it also has the ability to fold. So we're going to go ahead and take this up real quickly. This is the neck. If you lift this up, pull this out, then the neck will fold down. So now if you have a low-ride SUV, this is the height of it. Now with the seat being as high as it is, you can obviously just pop out the seat and the highest point will be here, which is probably about 2.5 feet only. So you can fit it easily into an SUV at that point. And the other cool thing about this is that it is under 70 pounds. With the battery in it, this whole trike is only weighing 69.5 pounds, which is kind of crazy because a lot of my e-bikes run more than 70 pounds. In fact, I think the majority of them run that for any of my fat tire bikes. So this is going to be easier to get in there. Plus, you don't have to worry about the balancing too much of it. But it is still a little cumbersome. I mean, don't forget, of course, if you're putting in a truck, no problem. You don't have to worry about balancing it because it has 3 wheels. Obviously, it'll sit there. So you have that ease of putting that together. Now, the next thing is, say you have a car that's a little smaller and not as long. So what you might want to do is you can still fold this in half here. This is a folding point. So this will come and fold in this way. In fact, let me go ahead and have this camera set down and I'll show you how that's going to work there. Okay, so hopefully I got this camera angle right, but basically I'm actually going to fold it with this up first because a lot of times I personally find out, but basically you can unlatch this half point here and I would guess that you're going to actually have it so that you won't have this wheel sitting here, and you can just probably fold it, yeah, just like the other e-bikes. You can fold it here. You always want to watch where it's going to hit, and it looks like a lot of bikes also have the ability to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and spin this backwards to the lower point here so that this can come in even further. Yeah, just like that. Now there is a standpoint that it can rest on as well, and with that we can actually bring this down here too. So this is the whole trike folded down, and of course, like I said, you can actually take off the seat. So look how small this thing actually can go. It will, I don't know if it'll fit in a car, but easily without the seat it'll probably fit in most SUVs. I don't think with too much problems there. Let's go ahead and unfold it. This can just come back up. Watch the hitting points. This will be unfolded here. Lock that. Here. And this latch just simply goes in, and that puts the whole bike back together. So there you go. You have the whole trike being unfolded and folded, and that's pretty much the XP Trike from the outside view there. Now it also comes with this suspension seat post. It's funny because we were actually just riding around here and a gentleman across the street from the park saw us riding, came over and wanted to talk about his trike that he just got from Lectric, and he also has a 2.0 as well, and so does his son. So he was saying how much fun that they're actually going to be having because he's still assembling his for his wife to ride. I think that means putting on all the accessories. Coming up to the front here, you do have your key. This actually turns on the bike as well and it keeps the pin locked in. You also have your meter back here, so in case you want to know how much charge there is when it's not on the bike itself. Very simply, like any of the trikes here or any other e-bikes, you basically hit the power button on, your screen comes on and display. And even in midday hot Arizona sunny park, you can still see the display pretty clearly. And we have their standard settings going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settings. And the cool thing is that it only puts out just enough wattage to go ahead and get it at a slow pace. So this is really for someone who is not going to be wanting to go really fast or be really aggressive with their ride. It's really a nice, fun, smooth transportation vehicle. Along with that, as you go through the different menu options here, we have our trip setting, a voltage of the battery right now, a current of how much current you're putting out. You also have your energy bar level here, which is, you know, your typical. That is pretty much all I really have to say about this trike. It has, I mean, okay, lights, I forgot about that. We also have your rear lights here, so it does give a lot of visibility from the backside. And then you also have, yeah, even this is, I can't see it because it's too bright as far as this on, but all three of these will light up for you. All three of these lights here, they'll light up for you. The seat itself, I gotta say, I like the seat. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful trike. This is the Trike, Lectric XP Trike. $14.99 now at the time of this recording. They do actually have them in stock. It takes about, I think, a week to 2 weeks for them to process and ship out once the order is placed in there, and you should be getting it not too soon after that. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting one of these trikes, you can actually go to ebikeproducts.com/XPTrike. Again, that's ebikeproducts.com/XPTrike, and that'll take you directly to the Lectric XP website. There is an affiliate commission link on that, and I do get credit for any purchases that are made. It doesn't cost you any more to use it. It does support this channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.